Hi, my name is Aaron Kind. I'm a park ranger with Montana State Parks. Welcome to Chief Plenty Coups State Park, located in the heart of Crow Country in Pryor, Montana, one of Montana's premier cultural parks. This short video is going to talk about the transition that many Indian people faced with moving from traditional living quarters such as the tepee to what is commonly referred to as the square house.
Chief Plenty Coup, the last traditional chief of the Crows, went through this process throughout his lifetime. As a young boy, his first home would have been a buffalo hide teepee. A buffalo hide teepee was composed of 8 to 13 cow buffalo skins processed and sewn together, then erected on smooth lodgepole pine trees. Each hide had to be removed from the buffalo, staked to the ground, and scraped to remove any fat, hair, blood, and tissues using a stone or iron scraper.
After the hide was removed from the animal, the inside needed to be scraped to get rid of all the residual fat and meat still on it. Once it was completely scraped clean, you would then take a mixture of buffalo brains and water and make it into a paste and rub into the hide. What this did was act as a lubrication so the hide fibers inside would start to loosen up. Once you did that, you started stretching this hide, working it different ways so it would become soft like this robe. But you didn't want to walk around with a brain paste robe. So what you would do is you would find a plant known as a yucca, take the roots, mix it with some water, and make a gentle soap. You would use those yucca root soap to wash out the excess brain paste and then take the hide and hang it over a smoky fire. Then you have one completed buffalo robe.
As you might imagine, the buffalo was an important animal. Hides were gathered throughout the year until there were enough to sew together. A lot of work went into the tepee, and it would only last a few seasons. The tepee's door faced east to greet the morning sun, with a fire pit in the center, and in the winter, a liner was hung around the lodge poles and insulated with grasses to keep it warm. After European and American traders came out west, traditional hide teepees were replaced with what we see here today, canvas. Canvas was lighter than buffalo hide, and it was less work to create a tepee. When Chief Plenty Coup, the Crow people, and many other Indian tribes were forced onto reservations, one of the requirements was to build a house. These simple structures were referred to as square houses due to their simple designs. Even though many Indian people had to change the type of home they lived in, they tried to keep their tradition. Square houses usually had a door facing east, just like a tepee. Plenty Coup, in his honors room, hung his wallpaper up as if it were a tepee liner. Unlike most American cabins, which had a fireplace on one end of the home, Crow houses were influenced by tepee designs and had a wood stove placed in the center of the floor plan. Plenty Coup's home was larger than most square houses on the Crow reservation. To understand why, we need to travel like the chief did to Washington, D.C. In 1921, Chief Plenty Coup gave a speech at the dedication of the tomb of the unknown soldier in Washington, D.C. After his speech, he toured George Washington's estate in Mount Vernon. He was so impressed with the grand size and the majestic trees that when he returned to Montana, he began to add on to his original square house. Plenty Coup was recognized for his bravery and leadership. He was made chief of the Absaloka tribe by age 28. When Plenty Coup gave up his nomadic ways in 1884, he became one of the first Absaloka to own and settle on a farm, which was deeded to him through the Federal Indian Allotment Act. On his 320-acre tract, located a half-mile east of Pryor, he opened a general store, built a home, and tilled the earth until his death in 1932 at age 84.
Thank you for joining us at Chief Plenty Coups State Park. For more information about the park or any of the other 53 Montana state parks, visit stateparks.mt.gov.